There are 11 wrestlers in WWE currently with an atrocious win-loss record for the year of 2022. Some of the names on this list are credible stars, and one is even a former WWE champion. And while certain people may argue that wins and losses don't matter in pro wrestling, they are key to making a character legitimate, because if they never secure a pinfall win, it ultimately means nothing when another wrestler defeats them. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at 11 wrestlers currently in WWE with the worst win-loss record. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and the non-wrestling channel Incredible. Number 11, Natalia. Natalia is the most tenured woman on the WWE roster, and throughout her time in the company, Natalia has been used in a number of roles. Natalia is a former women's champion, but it's clear that WWE sees her value in putting over younger talent, and this is especially the case in 2022. So far this year, Natalia has lost a shocking 84% of her matches, and there appears to be no sign of this record improving. Now, Natalia is a fantastic in-ring talent, but as more and more talented female stars come up from NXT, Natalia is just going to fall further down the card. Number 10, Shayna Baszler. Now, at one point in time, Shayna Baszler was presented as one of the most dominant forces in WWE. However, when Baszler was called up to the main roster, WWE management quickly fell out of favour with her, and this subsequently resulted in the former NXT Women's Champion losing a push. So far in 2022, Baszler has lost 86% of her matches. This is a far cry from her record in NXT where she was barely ever pinned. There is some hope for Baszler now that Triple H is running WWE Creative, and the game being a huge fan of Baszler's work, a push could be on the horizon. Hopefully this dire win-loss record will change. Number 9, Sami Zayn. And without a doubt, one of the most entertaining acts on WWE television currently is Sami Zayn. In 2022, Zayn joined forces with Roman Reigns and the Usos and created some memorable TV as a result. Zayn would also be given a huge spotlight at WrestleMania 38 as he would take on Johnny Knoxville in an insanely entertaining match which exceeded all expectations. While Zayn is presented well, seemingly on a weekly basis, there is an issue with Zayn's credibility as a top star. So far in 2022, Zayn has lost a shocking 87% of his matches, and it's virtually impossible to see Zayn secure a victory on TV. This definitely needs to change, and hopefully the new head of WWE Creative Triple H looks to give Zayn some more wins. Number 8, Carmella. Carmella started off 2022 strong as she would enter 2022 as one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions alongside Zelina Vega. However, this unfortunately didn't result in Carmella winning matches on a regular basis. So far this year, Carmella has lost 87% of her overall matches. It seems like WWE prefer to use Carmella to put over other talent whilst trying to convince the audience that Carmella is a credible star thanks to her being the first ever female winner of the Money in the Bank briefcase. It also doesn't help that Carmella is currently on the injured list, so there is a slim chance of this percentage improving before the year is out. Number 7, Tamina. 2021 was by far the best year of Tamina's WWE tenure. She would finally win gold in WWE when she captured the women's tag titles alongside Natalia, and the fans finally began to gravitate towards her. However, in 2022, Tamina has had a meaningless and lifeless year. She's lost 90% of her matches and has mainly been used on WWE Main Event as well as random 24/7 segments. She's now in a tag team with Dana Brooke, but it seems unlikely that the duo is ever going to be taken seriously for the tag titles. Number 6, Nikki Ash. Upon debuting her superhero persona, Nikki Ash was pushed to the moon in WWE. She was given the Money in the Bank briefcase and cashed it the next night on Raw to win the women's title. Sadly, her reign was short-lived, and whilst there's been some highlights since then, including winning the women's tag titles with Rhea Ripley, Nikki has moved dramatically down the card. In 2022, the former women's champion has lost 93% of her matches, and whenever a match featuring her is advertised, fans have come to expect that she won't come out with a victory. Number 5, Shotzi. When Shotzi was first called up to the main roster, there was a ton of buzz surrounding her. She had a unique look, and her entrance, which previously involved her entering on a tank, was a surefire way to connect to the younger members of the audience. She had the it factor, but this has failed to translate to her in-ring presentation. In 2022, Shotzi has lost 93% of her matches, which is a disappointing statistic. The former NXT star has actually lost every single match in 2022 with the exception of 2 singles matches, Triple H has to realize the potential in her and present her in a manner fitting for such an excellent character. Number 4, R-Truth. One of the most reliable and genuinely entertaining characters on WWE television right now is R-Truth. Truth hasn't really done anything meaningful on screen in 2022. This has resulted in him having a loss of a total of 96% of his overall matches. Now, with the rumors circulating that WWE could be removing the 24/7 title from existence, Truth is going to need to find another storyline to focus on. Although he's now 50 years old, he still has a ton to offer WWE, and his in-ring work is still at the level it was a decade ago. It would be fun if the new WWE regime possibly revisited Truth's infamous 2011 heel run, as this would help Truth to get some much needed TV time. Number 3, Bobby Roode. During his time in NXT, Robert Roode was the #1 guy on the brand. However, when Roode was called up to the main roster, fans quickly lost interest in his work, and it wasn't before long that WWE threw him into random makeshift tag teams. So far this year, Roode has literally nothing whatsoever to do on screen other than being presented as Dolph Ziggler's friend. Ziggler received a substantial push earlier this year when he would win the NXT title, but the same push wasn't afforded to Roode. In 2022, he's lost 96% of his matches, winning just one singles match. This is downright terrible, and the fortunes of Roode will hopefully turn around under the new regime. It was evident during Roode's time in NXT just how much Triple H valued him. There must be a reason why Triple H hasn't decided to reintroduce Roode on TV since he took over, and hopefully the game is working out a plan that will bring the old Roode back to either Raw or SmackDown. Number 2, Sonia DeVille. Sonia DeVille has spent a strong portion of 2022 in a role as an on-air authority figure in WWE. This is a role which DeVille has received widespread praise for, as she's had great timing and presence as a villainous character. In May of 2022, WWE decided to remove DeVille from this position and have her be reintroduced as a full-time member of the women's division. This was a bizarre decision, as DeVille was so great in an established role and there really wasn't a space in the women's division for her. Nevertheless, WWE followed through with plans to see DeVille become an in-ring competitor again, and so far in 2022, she's lost a staggering 96% of her matches. DeVille has no credibility as an in-ring competitor, and it's a shame that WWE decided to pull DeVille from delivering the best work of her career. And number 1, Jinder Mahal. In 2017, Jinder Mahal shocked the world when he defeated Randy Orton to become the WWE champion. Now, the reason that this was so shocking was that Mahal was WWE's resident jobber, and he went from his lower card role to WWE champion seemingly overnight. When Mahal eventually dropped the title to AJ Styles in November of 2017, he quickly moved down the card. Mahal has never once been considered for another run with the world title, and there are no signs that he's ever going to be pushed again. In 2022, Mahal has the single worst win-loss record out of anyone in the entire company. He's lost 97% of his matches, which is an insane statistic when you consider that this man was once facing off against the likes of Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura on major pay-per-view events. But there you have it, folks, 11 WWE wrestlers with the lowest win percentage in WWE. Are you guys surprised with this? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.